roll on and play some Aristocrats. It's fine. We have Aristocrats and we have Yarok. There's a number of decks that I really like in this format. There are plenty of decks that I like that are sweet. And we can work within the confines of those. It's going to be okay. All right, we're starting at 450. We've got 2.5 hours to play, or like 3 hours to play Aristocrats and Vampires. Let's get them. If you watch this deck today and you like it, and you've been looking for something to play in the standard shakeup event, all of this deck is legal in the standard shakeup event. So, you know, if you're looking for a sweet one. I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me. Arena decided missing the Mythic Championship on invites wasn't getting beat up enough, so they had to beat me up a little bit today. Thanks for the 4 months, Hex. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Ooh, that's a good one. Smart. They cracked the Evolving Wilds in response. The 5th match that I did not play on stream is on my YouTube channel. It was actually a really sweet match. It was probably the best match I played on Sunday. I'm not gonna activate this until I have the Mayhem Devil down, so let's just like smack him. Yeah, I actually have 3 Legion's End in the sideboard of this deck that I'm playing right now. Cardboard deck. I must have forgotten to update the list on the website with that. We played those last time. I'm gonna make a note to do that. Update Aristocrats list on website. Hey, good games, Crystal Dad. Yeah, Chandra plus this are a really good 1-2 punch. Yeah, the opponent's deck is definitely Scape Shift. So the question here is, do I want to sacrifice these? Probably. I think I bin these so I can hit them with the Dreadhorde Butcher. Of course, this means I don't have this 1/1 if they time wipe me next turn, which could be a possibility. Man, it's really unfortunate that we don't have an extra red there. So if they have time wipe, they're going to 5, then this puts them to 3. But we are getting close to Scape Shift range. So they have like 6 land plus time wipe. We're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Dold Lee, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. If they don't have a time wipe, they're probably dead here. If they do have a time wipe, we're still in it, but... And you're dead. I think they were dead without this, but they're definitely dead with this. They're so cute. Sack these, take 2. Take 2 from the trigger, take 1 from sacrificing your guy. Legion Dens is really great here because they're playing Krasis too. What do you think of this? Bring in Legion's End and Duress. Maybe I want to keep Lightning Strike in because it kills... Lightning Strike kills a Boreal Grazer and it kills Deputy of Detention. The deck list is on your screen. You can also type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list as always. I think trimming 1 Bontu is probably fine here. This seems reasonable. How many gems did I end up winning in total? I have no idea. Instead of me telling you you're wrong, tell me why you're right, Duran. Why should I play Gutter Bones instead of it? Why is Gutter Bones the droid I'm looking for? I really like the reach that the mask provides. This hand is very good. Like, to an absurd degree. Like, if we picked out the cards in our opening hand, it'd probably be pretty close to these. Especially with the 3rd land drawn there. They're so cute. If they have an untapped white source, they can, if they have an untapped white source, they can, time wipe me next turn, but even that's not too big of a deal here. Yeah, this is pretty close to a nut draw, Bob. It's pretty close to a nut draw. I think this deck had a pretty okay Scapeshift matchup without this card and with a couple of this card on the board. They have an Aether Gust. They shocked in a land on 2 that makes me think they might have an Aether Gust or something.
Don't worry. I brought company.
I brought company. When these sacrifice at end of turn, they trigger the Mayhem Devil. This puts them to 8. Yeah, we added a couple recently, Bob. We actually just added a dab emote over the weekend, too. The garbage time emote's been there for a hot second, but the dab one's brand spanking new. Fresh off the press. Do. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of different decks here, and we change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours. So you get a lot of variety in your stream every day. If you're one of the many people in the world out there like Chef Dillion there who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free. And it gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. Even if you don't decide to drop that off my way, make sure you go out there and give it to somebody. Because if you don't use it, it's like leaving extra money in Amazon's pocket. Anywho, I'd also love to give a shout out to all of my wonderful subs as well as a couple of my sponsors here. Thanks for the brand new Prime support there, Methesdris. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. Welcome, Punter. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month, folks. I appreciate it. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, sure check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG series. BCW Supplies, the only ones I trust to protect my paper TCG cards, using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that would love to help you turn your cards into other cards directly to other players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And of course, get your dab emotes ready.
Don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoagland Dia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
All right. 1-0 to start the day with the Aristocrats. Let's dive on into our next match here. See if we can ladder on up a little bit here. So a little bit to the end of the season. Would like to climb to a comfortable spot and then play minimal amounts between now and the end. Gutter Bones gives you the same reach by being a 1 mana, 2 power. So that's not what reach means, Duran. Maybe you're confusing the Magic jargon. Hey, Jesus, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Reach and the way in which it's applicable to Magic the Gathering. Reach is cards that deal direct damage. So like Lightning Strike is reach. Fanatical Firebrand is reach. So Gutter Bones is a somewhat aggressive card, but it is by no means anywhere considered reach. It's not what that word means. Cavalier of Thorns is reach. No, Cavalier of Thorns has reach, but it is not reach. Sure. It is an aggressive card. I agree with that assessment. But this is an aggressive deck that wants to have an adequate amount of reach to finish the game off. Sudded Prol, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Can I get a land? Papi! These little guys are great. So I'm sacrificing these rather than attacking with them first because they know, obviously, that I'm going to sacrifice them, so they'll just block, which will then deny me a card draw. So just sacrifice them is the same amount of damage. I didn't give my opponent a potential chance to make a mistake there, but I think that's fine. Always entertaining. Thanks for the 5 months of support, Baby Gambles. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So, I think we're just sending everything upstairs here. Just unlike the ignore Tameo plan and run you down. We want more reach, we should splash greed for a Boreal Grazer. Oh, that's great. Alright, so my opponent has died. Speaking of reach, my opponent has died. For those that don't see how they're dead, we'll activate this for 2 elementals, sacrifice them to make 2 mana, play God-Eternal Bontu, and then sacrifice our entire board to dome them for extra. Yeah, they don't know they're dead yet. Main deck Veil incoming. Alright, should I play that? Nah. Bontu as the cheese stands alone final finisher is just so good. Whirly Boy, love your content. Do you think Mardu Pyromancer is an okay deck for a new Modern player? That would not be a deck that I personally would recommend for a new Modern player. Is it unnecessary to sacrifice everything? Yes. Is it funnier? Definitely. No wrong way to eat that. Yeah, post board, we would burn them out there rather than doing that because post board, my opponent's gonna have Veil of Summers in against us. But game one, we can play Gator stands alone there and be a-okay. Lightning Strike seems like a fine cut here. That seems fine. We'll cut the masks and a Lightning Strike for 3 Noxious Grasps. Sounds good. I must have at least 60 cards. Did I cut too many? Oh, I cut 2 strikes. Hey, Brick. Well, as always, you'll be able to catch up. You'll be able to catch up on YouTube as always in the evenings. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the support. This hand's great. Yeah, this hand's fine. This isn't quite as good as our last couple of hands, but it's reasonable. Realm of keepable. That might be a little aggressive there. I don't know. O3s are like kind of annoying. Leafkin's a reason to potentially leave extra copies of Lightning Strike in my deck. Maybe I want like Lightning Strike over something else for the third game. If we have a third game, I suppose. Dala Jund with the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome. The old cycle in the Veil of Summer there. Sounds good. To be fair, referring to red cards or red removal as reach predates the reach mechanic, I'm pretty sure. Reach didn't always have a keyword. All right, so if I attack with these, they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so not quite lethal. And now they're dead to Fanatical Firebrand triggers next turn if we untap. Because each of these do 2 while there's a Mayhem Devil in play. So they need to start taking all the turns or do something else. Well, Veil doesn't protect... Oh, Veil protects them from Mayhem Devil triggers. I was gonna say Veil doesn't protect them from Fanatical Firebrand, but these triggers are black. That's true. Feels like they don't have Veil. Do 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 be do do do. Yeehaw! Yep, yeah, we gotta cut the line in front of Vamps, so we'll be needing to Vamps after this one. Should this be tagged as speedrunning? Maybe. This hand is more than good. It's great. I think we're 2-0. I think this is our third match. I don't know. They all kind of blur together after a while. Should have been greedy and bottom to land. These basics you have to pay dollars for. Dollars out of your wallet. Yeah, if I was interested in speedrunning to Mythic, it would be with this deck. This would be the deck I would pick.
I'm happy as a hellion to start some fire. Say hi to my fiery friends.
So again, I could try and get extra points of damage here. But if I do, they block, and then I have to sacrifice this, which is not great for me overall. We're looking to dodge their main deck time wipes here, obviously. No time wipe is real good for us.
I know my responsibility. Trust me, I have a plan.
Is it crazy to just not replay the priest, just like plus this knight and smack them?
Don't worry, I brought company.
I think I want to just plus the knight and smack them.
We will meet again.
They played a tap land, so like they could time wipe us next turn. I don't know, I think like not replaying the priest into a time wipe here and just getting more damage in seems fine. If I didn't have a good way to use my mana this turn, I probably would just replay the priest, but because I have the knight to use my mana, I think this is good.
Say hi to my fiery friends.
Alright, so this is the part where they can start making zombies, but I can Chandra make elementals, make them sack something, Chandra make elementals, make them sacrifice something, lose some life here. So we're definitely in range of just burning them out at this point, which is nice. We're going to draw a couple cards next turn, most likely. They could have another time wipe, I suppose. Or they could have a main deck deputy. Yeah, Chandra's Regulator, we just don't have enough mountains or red cards in our deck to make it very good on average, I think. I think Bontu's just like better most of the time. So they're gonna make 7, so they'll have 8 zombies total here, but I'm gonna make them sacrifice 2. And then like if they want to kill a Chandra, that's gonna like be a distraction too. We'll see. We'd love if we draw a Mayhem Devil, if we draw Mayhem Devil as lethal. If we draw Mayhem Devil for the turn, it's lethal. Because they'll lose 4, 4, and 2. So Mayhem Devil means we deal 10 to them next turn. I guess they could get 2 life gain lands here. Yeah, I think that's too slow, Slugyo. I think I need both priests to beat Escape Shift. I think they're more likely to have Escape Shift than more interaction. Generally, they play 4 Escape Shifts, and they play like 2 time wipes and 1 or 2 detention guys game 1. Yeah, by sacrificing Field of the Dead, they get 1 more zombie. Because they get a zombie for the Field of the Dead coming into play. Yeah, figuring out what you should be playing around and why, like what you can afford to beat and what you can't, is like a big level up moment. Hey chat, was that the one we wanted for Christmas? What do you think, chat? Was that the Christmas present we asked Santa for? I think it's the Christmas present we asked Santa for. So this does 5. Each priest activation does 5. Because we sacrifice 2 creatures, they sacrifice a creature, and Mayhem Devil triggers when they sacrifice something as well. So, when the zombie sacrifices, we deal 1 to them. Oh, Papi! The cheese stands alone. Never not Trader Gator Fireball for the win, chat. Never not Trader Gator Fireball for the win. For people that are wondering about the cheese stands alone reference, the cheese stands alone is a silver bordered card in Magic the Gathering's history. It's a card that says at the beginning of your upkeep, if it's the only thing you control, you win the game. And then the cheese stands alone was actually printed, yeah, it was reprinted as Baron Glory, right? It was reprinted as an actual card. But Baron Glory is way less fun to say than the cheese stands alone, so it will forever be the cheese stands alone in my heart of hearts. Is it possible to sack Gator with an Aristocrat in response to trigger so we have 0 permanence while we win? It is, actually. It is. Except the problem with that is, if we did that in the instance that we were in right there, they would die with the Gator's trigger still on the stack, unfortunately. Thanks for the 4 months, Mike. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Is the cheese stands alone considered reach? Asking the real questions, honestly. Javelin Joey, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome to Hooglandia. See, it's pretty good. Mayhem Devil. So Mayhem Devil triggers when they sacrifice things too. So if you may have Mayhem Devil in play when they scape shift, you get to deal a damage to them for every land they sacrifice. This is my pick for favorite aggro deck in the format. So people are looking to ladder quickly. This is the one. Was that a bug? Yes. I mean, no. Arena is a low bug, high quality software application. Resembles nothing like Magic Online. Decline. That one can go to the bottom. My sequencing there is probably wrong. I should Duress first, because if Aether Gust is their only target for it, I'd feel real bad there. We're going to teach our opponent a very valuable lesson. Very, very valuable lesson. Always respect the priest, opponent. Always respect the priest.
Living in a monastery full of firebrands? Say hi to my...
So far, we've been playing against a lot of really respectful people today. Oh, puppy. They're so cute. And they don't have enough white sources to play, they don't have enough white sources to play Time Wipe here. And if they have, a deputy, we have a lightning strike. This is good. We said we wanted to try and hit double digits on the ladder today. It's just like another Bontu kill. I think this is just another Bontu kill, right?
Don't worry. I brought
Right? The Bontu kill is lethal. This does 5, and then I have 6 permanents exactly. It's actually exactly lethal. All right, now we're a little bit over, but that's fine. All right, chat, the cheese stands alone. Whee! It's very important that the Grim Innate trigger go last, because I don't want the token in play when they die. It's very important that we put the Grim trigger last, so that way, yes, correct. The cheese needs to be alone when we win the game. I understand. We don't win the game if the cheese is not alone. The cheese stands with the 1/1 token is not as catchy. Yeah, exactly. I agree. This is why I appreciate the members of Hoaglandia. They understand the important things in life. They know what's up. I think the Grim's pretty optimal. We started there because it was foil, but I'm happy we ended there. Yep. We could have made the token and then killed it for the flex. Fair. Ooh, are we gonna get punished for our greed, chat? Are we gonna get punished for our greed? I almost bottomed the lightning strike too. We might get punished for our greed. Yikes. Red Black lands main deck Legion's End, eh? Could be some kind of red-black. It could be like a pseudo-mirror. They're probably a little more mid-rangey than we are if I had to venture a guess. Yeah, just like Rakdos, like quality Rakdos cards. Like, looks like a deck that is probably okay against us, especially if they have like main deck cries, but probably gets devoured by things like Yarok Field. What bad matchups does this deck have? I bet we're not... I'd assume we're not good against decks that are full of Legion's Ends and Cry of the Canariums. I would assume that both of those are bad for us. The deck that our current opponent's playing is probably going to give us a little bit of a hard time. Yeah, Phoenix is not seeing a whole lot of play these days. That is correct. This build is not as bad against Cry as some of our past builds are, but it's still one of the better cards against you. I'd encourage you to read all of Legion's End, the Dune. That card has more text than just Exile on it, much of which is relevant to your suggestion. That's 5's pretty good. Consistent 2-color mana. God, my kingdom for a temple for this deck. But I would love 2 temples. Just cut a swamp and a mountain and get some temples. You got 2 thumbs and concedes to Cry of the Canarium. This guy right here. That's fine. Deal. No blocks. No attacks there is weird. Seems like a bad line. It's the hierarchy of 1-drops. You play on 1. Like most things in Magic, there isn't just a cut and dry answer to that. It would be this deck, Brick Wallace. This is my favorite aggro deck. Something aggressive is the answer, but this is definitely my favorite aggro deck at the moment. Play a Phoenix. Rude. Yeah, Butcher and Diagonal Monkey go way back. What's the hierarchy of fast food restaurants you eat at? Does Chipotle count as a fast food restaurant for this exercise? Like, where do Chipotle and, like, Noodles and Company and, like, Meatheads, are those considered fast food? Or are we just talking about, like, the Taco Bells, Burger Kings, and McDonald's of the world? Alright, so Knight's gonna die. We'll hit them for 3. Fast casual is a buzzword to make corporates feel better. Anything with a drive-thru is fast food. I mean, a lot of those things have drive-thrus that I just named. Feel a little bit bad burning my Cruelty. Can confirm am a corporate. Declan really likes the Korean meatballs from, what's it called? From Noodles and Company, so we tend to eat there fairly often because Declan eats it. So if they double block here, we're hoping to not get shocked. So this happens. And then we'll do this. Sure. Yeah. We were doing... This is the game we mulliganed to 5-2, right? That's a really good draw. Who do I exile here? I think it's actually the Dreadhorde Butcher. I think it's actually the Dreadhorde Butcher. Yeah, I don't think I want to trade my knight for the Butcher is the thing, though. That was an aggressive attack. So if they take this hit, they actually die. Because of my shock. I was like, why did a menu come up there? It's got 2 activated abilities right now. I was like, that makes sense. Yeah, if they're not on Vraska's Contempt, I don't know how they ever beat Green Cavalier. Clicking on the other ability would have been bad. You're not wrong. You also have to click a target, though, so it probably would have been okay. The fact that we only drew 4 lands this game means we might get through this. This card's very good. This card is very strong. Have you tried a 3-3 Grim Knight split? I've not, Bob. That might be worth trying. We don't have that many black sources on 1 is the issue, but Knight's definitely the higher quality card. It might be right to just split them. I could see that. I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Just run it back. I don't think I want Legion's End for just their Dreadhorde Butchers. Do I want Legion's End for their Dreadhorde Butchers? What do we think? They have Butchers and they have Ricks, Maddie. It technically cleans up the Phoenix Egg too. I feel like I don't. Hey, Tom. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate the Prime support. Glad you enjoy the YouTube stuff. Yeah, I think I'm just going to run it back. It's pretty minimal either way. If someone told me they played more Knights and less Grims, I wouldn't be like, oh no, you've ruined the deck. Like, you just like want something cheap in those slots for the most part. The fact that they cost black mana actually tends to make it reasonable in the face of, I think I'm gonna mulligan this. Double, what's it called there? Double Mask is kind of medium. I'm gonna lead on Grim Innate here, because it has first strike, so it blocks Dreadhorde Butcher. Yeah, that's true, son. The fact that, like, this is basically a must-answer threat is nice, because then one of our other must-answer threats is more likely to stick around. It's a worthwhile consideration. Please, Legion's End my Grim Innate. Rats. I feel like they have a removal spell here, so I'm just gonna play out this Mark and pass. No blocks. Look at that. We sniffed out the removal. That feels good. No, I don't think Chandra's Regulator is good. I think playing Chandra's Regulator kind of shows a fundamental misunderstanding of what your role is supposed to be in a lot of these matchups. I think if you're playing Chandra's Regulator, you're probably trying to be more controlling than you otherwise are. I'm not sure. It's possible I'm supposed to trade these two for this here. They're notably missing double red at the moment, so that's nice. You're short a card for Bontu. Another knight of the Ebon Legion is fine. Stingy, thanks for the 9 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Hey, Riki. Whoa, that was a big one. I'm really sorry. I must have been in the middle of a bunch of stuff. Thank you. I don't know how I missed that. I want to say thanks to the entertainment that WSBQ this weekend. Thanks for being here, and I appreciate the support. Sorry, that one slipped my eyesight. You know, I probably should have played this post-combat. Yeah, I should have played this post-combat. If I play it post-combat, I get to attack with things first. That's whatever. We're probably a little bit behind at the moment. Depends on how good the cards in their hand are. Yeah, this deck's been good in their last two events, so definitely good in the shake-up and the treasure event, because Mayhem Devil triggers on treasure stacking. Just gonna play my lands out, because if I draw a Bontu, I don't want to have a land holding in my hand. Hey, Jackwick, thank you for the 4 months of support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Lava Coil's a good pickup. It insulates us against Rekindling Phoenix, which is one of their better cards here. It also kills Spawn and Mayhem. We're just like chipping away at them here. Maybe they're flooding out a little bit. Their deck like almost certainly plays more lands than our deck does, which is a big deal. Means they're more prone to flooding in situations like this. God, was that the best draw in our deck? I think that was the best draw in our deck. Five? Does 5 seem like a good number? This deck was busted in the treasure event. I loved it. So much fun watching people concede their turn 2 play after I had my devil on too. That's great. I think I put this back into my deck. It's kind of awkward we didn't draw lands in 5 cards though. I mean, I guess we have a good bit of action density now, but I was hoping for a land in all those cards. For being honest with ourselves. I watched one of the MCQ viewers. How did you make day 2? I usually watch on YouTube. Yeah, so there was a record that you had to have to guarantee day 2 of 10 wins, but the top 128 performing players got in regardless. So basically the number of people who showed up for the event meant that people with worse records than 10 and whatever got to get into the next day. And the reason why that was because there were 3 months of qualifications, they had to structure the tournament to theoretically trim 6,000 players down to 128 players, when we don't actually know how many people ended up playing. Some 6 and 2s made day 2 even, which means there were somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 people who played, most likely. But the exact number of people who played is not public. But basically, unsurprisingly, less than 6,000 people were playing. So it was a worse record than 10 and whatever got you in there. So I finished day 2, 80, or day 1, 88. My day 2 finish left me at 22nd. So I finished 22nd out of like somewhere between 2 and 3,000 players. So we are the top 1%. Now, unfortunately, the way Magic's prize payout is structured, the difference between 16th place and 17th place, 16th place gets to play in the Mythic Championship, and 17th place and everybody further down gets effectively nothing. It works out to like $100 worth of gems and in-game currency. But in comparison to getting to play the Mythic Championship, it's effectively nothing. Yeah, from a content perspective, the weekend was wildly successful. My stream had a ton of people watching all weekend. Was very, very happy with the viewer numbers. Magic viewer numbers have been down for the last couple of months, so it was sweet having a highly watched weekend. Did they pay for flights and hotels for the championship? I don't think so, but you get a minimum payout that's very reasonable. So like the min payout for the championship is a few $1,000s, I believe. Just gonna go ahead and kill this, I think. So playing the vampires matchup a number of times, our deck is basically the control deck. We want to work to keep the board clear, and as the game goes long, we tend to be a little bit more favored. That being said, game 1 can sometimes be a little bit hard for us to take that controlling role because we don't have Lava Coils and Obnixious Cruelties in our deck just yet. Yeah, a lot of these vampire decks are main decking Legion's End because of Scape Shift. Alright, that's a really good series of draws.
Anyone need a fire started? No? Too bad. Go get 'em, buddies.
Yeah, if you enjoy the deck that I played over the weekend, the Yarok deck, you're gonna want to watch the last match that didn't get streamed and went up to YouTube. It was really good. Should we have attacked with both guys? Their creature had lifelink, Pelly.
My fiery friends.
If this isn't a removal spell, we're actually in a pretty good spot here. They have a Disfigure in their main deck? Oh, I'm gonna slide off a cliff if they have a Disfigure. I have no idea why they blocked like that, so I'm gonna sacrifice 4 things here, which lets me draw 4 cards and lets me kill this Sanctum Seeker. This an okay turn? I think this deck actually has a better vampire matchups than the Yarok deck does. And Riki, by the way, I know you just donated those bits to say thank you for the content this weekend, but if you want to take a peek at the deck queue and DM me a deck you'd like to see a little bit sooner, I always encourage the folks that keep my content alive to pick what we play and when we play it. So you are welcome to even add a new deck or just bump something up that's already in there and see it sooner. So Butcher's pretty bad when our opponent's going to be coming up the board. Cruelty, Lava Coil, Legion's End are all reasonable here. Mask of Immolation is probably a little bit mediocre. Chandra's great because she flashes back all of her stuff and gives us the constant stream of food for the priest. Maybe I just trim a Lightning Strike just because I'm bringing in a lot of removal. Yeah, maybe I don't want to dilute too much. Yeah, let's do that. There is Keith's combo in there. Tibalt's okay. I don't know. I feel like Tibalt is worse than my other 3-drops, and he's worse than my removal spells. It's not so much that I would say Tibalt is bad here, so much as that he's just, like, less good than the other things I already have. If that makes sense. So, Fanatical Firebrand's actually really good against the Danto Vanguard because you get to block a Danto with it, and then when they pay 4, you sack it to ping it again, and then they have to pay 4 again. So, in order for this to attack through this on its own, they have to pay 8. Tibalt is primarily there for the Oathakaya decks. I did not want to trade my Grim Innate for 4 points of life there. Am I gonna write a primer for this deck? I guess there's still like a month till rotation, huh? Maybe I will ask my editor if they want to publish a primer about this. I don't have a change log, Chulu. So if you want a change log, I'd encourage you to look at the old list and then compare. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. So I think I'm gonna block here. And then I'm going to go ahead and Cruelty this. Oh, I should Cruelty before blocks, right? Alright, they messed up. So they should have paid 4 ahead of time, because now they have to pay an extra 4. So I messed up, but then they messed up back. Yeah, I don't have an answer to you from the 75. I don't keep a deck list change log. All of my past Aristocrats deck lists are in the video descriptions on my YouTube channel, though. So if you're interested in writing your own change log, you are welcome to, like, go back and look. Cast Boros Charm. Yes, you go to 3. Yep. It is a darn shame. It is a darn shame that we don't have a lightning strike in the bin. So the problem here is if I play Bontu, I'm dead to a Mortify. They don't play that many Mortifies. I'm gonna play Bontu. Can't I just kill them? How does that work? What does killing them look like this turn? Dead to double Sorin.
I drink only the finest. You smell well aged.
Okay. So this shock is lethal.
What is one life to save?
Oh, they're killing that. That makes sense. Decline. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I think we're actually dead here. Yeah, close game. And take game 3 on the plate. Do we not want Butcher on the play? We do not. We're the control deck of this matchup. We just want to kill all their stuff. They have too many 1-drop creatures that make Butcher bad. Even if we weren't the control deck. Oh, 2-color aggro. Black Cleave Cliffs does desperately need a reprint. Alright. Let's dodge Legion's End, shall we? Boo! Punish for bottoming the strike. I think I should just get used to bottoming the third land in situations like that.
Living in a monastery full of firebrands? Oh, they're so cute.
Chandra's much worse when we don't have a removal spell in this matchup. I guess they are down to 13 though, which is nice. Yep. Mayhem Devil would be a good one. Removal spell is also good if we get to untap with this Chandra. It's like if we draw like a shock here.
Now things are getting heated.
Legion's End, please. One Legion's End. Well, I mean... all things considered, there were worse draws in the deck.
Hey, these little guys
Maybe I'm supposed to put a counter on her here to make it so they have to deal 3. I think I'm supposed to put a counter on her there rather than deal 1 point of damage. Yeah, looks like we're dead. They're gonna trade Conquistador. Really?
Ian's walk it off, Chandra. Not to brag, but I'm totally the best part. Say hi to my fiery friends.
They misclicked. For people that are wondering what happened there, they obviously misclicked. If this was a different ladder season, I might just give it to them, but I'd like to finish in the top 1,000 this season to get the invite out of the way, so we're gonna play for keeps. Hey, both of these are knights, aren't they? It's kind of scary.
Next time, you're toast.
So I think I just take this hit here because any creature kills them, right? They're dead. They're dead to any non-Bontu. Any creature that's not Bontu kills them next turn, so. No, you don't, Jin. Oh yeah, Bontu just kills them from sacrificing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's true. Alright, yep. Am I supposed to kill one of their knights here, or am I supposed to try and draw the thing? Am I dead on the backswing next turn if I don't kill a knight? I'm dead on the backswing next turn if I don't kill a knight, right? I'm gonna do this and play a little conservatively because any other creature lets us activate the priest again next turn, which kind of makes up for the lost damage. And then I think I just shock this actually. I think I should gain 4 here, right? This makes a token. They probably have a blocker. So, Legion's End and Cruelty. Cruelty does not win. Legion's End does, though. That's lethal, right? This card's, like, always lethal, right? It's only 5, right? No, this only does 5. This only does 5. So, we attack. Yes. Yes. The priest cannot sacrifice herself. Yeah, I definitely should have done that post-combat, for sure. Hey, Slooey, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, yeah, I could also target myself with the priest. Yeah. Yeah, we could have targeted ourselves with the priest and made us sacrifice another thing. That's totally the line. We didn't need combat there. That's the Galaxy Brain play. The Galaxy Brain play was target ourselves with priest so we could sacrifice another thing and trigger the devil again. Combat? We didn't need no stinking combat. So this is such a good aggro deck. Yeah, it's such a good aggro deck. Number 79. Season ends in 12 days. Yeah, Mythic rankings are worldwide. Arena only has 1 server. Thank you, Bobby. You're the best. I think I'm actually gonna be done for the day. It's a little bit early, but I like ending on a high note, and that set is about as high as we can get, I think. And because I ended up streaming so much over the weekend, I didn't get a bunch of stuff done around the house that needed to get done. So I think I'm gonna take a couple hours and get caught up on it before the kids get home from school. I appreciate everybody watching. I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Remember, if you didn't catch any of my weekend stuff, all of my MCQ streams went up on my YouTube channel and my website with the Yarok field deck. There is an extra match at the end of yesterday's video that I did not stream live. So that just went right to YouTube because I signed off for that. So I'm going to go ahead and find someone else streaming Constructor right now to give a host, and I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. Mr. Jensen is live. Let's send that his way.